You're very welcome to this episode of Accessibility Affairs with myself, Dennis Kennedy. This podcast is dedicated to providing you with all the information to make your premises and your digital content more accessible to everybody, regardless of size, age, or ability. What is accessibility? Accessibility is the notion that an environment, product, or service can be accessed by everyone. This process is called universal design. Designing for everybody starts with A, recognizing inaccessibility, and B, understanding exclusion. In recent years, the process of universal design has extended from building environments to creating digital content and accessible features within devices. What does this mean in real terms? It means that everyone has equal access to digital content. For example, somebody who is visually impaired is going to struggle when reading small font or may not be able to read it at all. By the mere fact that they cannot read this information, they will be excluded and will not have the same opportunities as their peers. Although there are a set of principles for universal design, which I will be covering in later podcasts, digital universal design has its very own set of guidelines. As I mentioned in earlier podcasts, these guidelines not only assist those with limited accessibility, but is something that we can all enjoy and take advantage of on a daily basis. These guidelines cover hardware, connectivity and setup, and documentation and customer information. A lot of manufacturers today are adopting the universal design process as part of their company's principles and values. But many barriers still exist and stand in the way of accessibility being consistent and at the forefront of the design process. Treating accessibility and inclusion as a compassionate objective tends to enhance the division between different groups of people. By implementing accessibility features out of sympathy and pity is a fundamental obstacle which is still being created by a lot of organisations. This is also the easiest and quickest way to destabilise the progress of accessibility. So what would we think as individuals if a design product eliminates us as individuals? This can include a digital product which can't be accessed by those who are left-handed, or instructions that can't be read by those who don't speak English. One of the companies who has just launched an impressive new app is the National Council for the Blind. Less than 15% of people with visual impairments in Ireland today are in employment. One might think that the availability of assistive technology that we have would be sufficient enough to counter any obstacles in accessing digital information. But some of these barriers often come down to the financial cost in getting this kind of software. The MyNCBI Smart Hub aims to be a game changer in providing independence, control, and remove some of the barriers to accessing digital information through voice recognition software. And this is at a very affordable price, and this is available through Amazon Alexa and Google Home. In my next podcast, I will look at products which are designed by companies like Apple, Google, and indeed Microsoft, which help people with different levels of abilities, and how those of us without disabilities can use these products to make our businesses and interests faster and easier to engage in. This is Dennis Kennedy from DK Accessibility.